Alrighty, guys. So today is going to be a day for planning, for working this out. So on your piece of paper, you today are going to come up with some different ideas for what your tiny door sculpture is going to look like. So the first thing you want to think about is the shape of the door. And what's that overall shape going to be? Because that's what we're going to do first when we're creating this. We're going to create the base for how we're going to build the rest of our sculpture on top of it. And it's going to be this first shape that you cut out. So you want to think, are you going to want, like in some of our examples, there were some doors that kind of came up to a point around them. Are you going to want a door shape like that? Are you going to want a circular door to go through? Are you going to want a rectangular door, a square door? I would try out in your sketches a few different types. This kind of now looks like a funny face, like eyes and a mouth. But try out a few different types of doors to kind of see what you like the best, because you can always add your own designs and details to really any shape. So once you kind of figure that out, then you want to start thinking about what do you want your door to look like. On some of those we looked at, they kind of looked like they were made more of wood. Some were painted and colorful. Some had all kinds of designs or flowers or stones around them. So what are you really going to go for and look at there? So that's kind of what you're going to start working on next. Like if I wanted this one, there was kind of the one there that had all these wood planks to it. So I might go through and start adding some designs, like there's some wood on it, kind of holding all of these different boards and things together. And that's kind of where you're going to be leaning in towards and what you're going to be doing on this next. So kind of sketching out some of, like I said, your ideas. Now these are just plans. You know, it may always change later on, any of that, as we start to actually work and you get out the materials we're using. But you may want to kind of sketch and think about, are you going to have just the door, or are you going to want the door frame around it? So kind of what's going on around that door, kind of what's holding it into place. Like that is there. Might add whatever shape my doorknob is going to be. I might put a design on it. Like I'm going to put kind of a flower on that doorknob because I think it'd be cool for this. And then if I have a frame around it, maybe I have some vines and leaves that are going up it. Maybe it's stone all around it. A good thing to do is on that nearby, guys, is to go back through, look at some of those different designs, or see if, you know, there's some doors or buildings in a movie you really like or something like that, and try and kind of get some ideas and inspiration from some of those. Like a circular door lends very much self to kind of being like a hobbit door, though we also saw that one that almost looked underwater and like sea cave or submarine-ish. So you guys are really going through today and kind of coming up with some ideas. The biggest thing you have to know for the next step in our sculpture is the shape that your door is going to be. So if it's going to be a rectangular shape, if it's going to be a circle, if it's going to be kind of this pointed, more rounded shape to it, you have to know what that shape is going to look like, because that's going to be, like I said, that's the next big step of it, is we're going to cut out kind of a cardboard or a paper base for it that's that shape that then we'll build up all of our detail onto. So you guys go through, sketch out. You can plan out colors if you want to, though that may be something that can always change later as well. But really sketch out some ideas, and I would say come up with your top two at least favorite, and have a good idea for what shapes and everything you want to come. Because when we get back to this the next week when we're working, we are going ahead and you're starting. So once you pick the base shape for your door, there's really going to be no going back and changing it. So you guys go through, keep working, coming up with your awesome ideas, coming up with your different details that you are going to be adding on there. And then we will get started with this next week. Y'all have fun with this. Get creative. Be really unique with it. And like I said, if you need to at any point, just click back through those images if you're feeling stuck and you feel like you need something else to see, you need some other ideas because you're not sure what to come up with just yet. Have fun.